live stream. Was good, boxing heads and fight fans around the world. Yes, indeed, man. This a fight, man. Hey, man, this fight brings back memories. You know what I mean? I was actually at the fight. I was at the fight, man, when they fought the first time. Jose Uzcategui, you know what I mean? Venezuelan guy based out of Mexico versus Andre Direll, guy out of Flint, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Is it Flint, Michigan, or Grand Rapids? No, I think it's Flint, Michigan. Yes, indeed. Now, man, this fight, the first time I was there live at the MGM National Harbor, Oxon Hill, Maryland, boy, that fight was awesome, man. You know what I mean? The atmosphere was electric. And of course, the chaos that ensued after the fight, after the second late hit, you know what I mean, hit after the bell, man, it just was pandemonium up in the MGM, you know what I'm saying? To be honest, I don't think there's ever since that day, ever since that fight, there hasn't been any HBO, Showtime, or PBC, or even the ESPN Top Rank events held up in that MGM. You know what I mean? I don't think it's because of the Direll family that there hasn't been, but hey, it's kind of a coincidence that there hasn't been no main events, no big time fights back in the area. You know what I mean? Shit, man. DC, Maryland, we need big fights up in here. DC, man, PG County, Mo County, man, this is a fight city, you know what I mean? We all about boxing out here, you know what I mean? You check it. I don't know too much about the youngins, you know what I mean? But all my OGs, all my old heads, you know what I mean? We about that boxing life, so it's only right that they bring back fights in the area, you know what I mean? We already, hopefully, man, sometime before, hopefully sooner than later, man, we get some fights up in here, man, because I've been fiending to go to a fight back in my area, you know what I mean? But let's get into it, man. You see this first fight, man. Andre Direll, man. Andre Direll's been in the game a long time now, baby boy. How many world titles does he have to show for all his hard work, dedication, and everything he gone through in the game of boxing? Absolutely none, you know what I mean? This guy's probably in his, well, shit. The man came in 2014. This is his 14th year as a professional boxer, you know what I mean? After coming out of the Olympics with a bronze medal. And he still has no hardware to show, you know what I mean? So what do you think, man? In his 14th, 15th, 16th season, yeah. Excuse me, man. I need some breakfast, man. After this vid, I'm about to make me some breakfast. You think that man, Andre Direll got time to be, you think he has any, you think he has anything left in the tank to become a world champion? I highly doubt it, you know what I mean? I've seen fellas like Blake Camparella put Andre Direll on the canvas, you know what I mean? James DeGale, who's not known as a vicious knockout artist, he put the man on Andre Direll on the canvas. I don't even think, there's absolutely no way I'm going to call him the Matrix. He ain't the Matrix no more. Those days are long gone, you know what I mean? As far as his footwork, man, I don't see the speed in the footwork that he used to have, you know what I mean? And the hand speed. You know what I'm saying? This guy, Andre Direll, you know what I mean? You know, that fight he had with Carl Froch, I believe he won that fight, you know what I'm saying? It was a close fight. I had him winning that fight. But that fight was a long time ago, man. We talking about 2009, you know what I mean? Jose Uzcategui, though, this guy's been, he's been proving that, he's a dangerous fighter, you know what I mean? I first knew him from the middleweight ranks, you know what I'm saying? Jose Uzcategui is definitely a puncher, you know what I mean? This guy cracks, and he's a pressure fighter, you know what I'm saying? The man has two losses on his career. One was to Matt Karabov, and of course the disqualification to Andre Direll, which I thought was a BS disqualification, you know what I mean? What do I see happening in this fight? You know what I'm saying? I see the same thing. I predicted the man Andre Direll might fall in the first fight, but he got saved by that late hit that the man threw. You know what I mean? Jose Uzcategui, whether they're on purpose or not, that remains to be told. You know what I mean? That's just a matter of opinion. You know what I mean? Whether he threw him on purpose, that's neither here nor there now, you know what I'm saying? Because right now this guy's in as another opportunity, and this is for the interim IBF World Super Middleweight title, you know what I mean? So whoever wins this fight is a mandatory to the guy Caleb Truex. But I see the guy, what's his name? Um, Uzcategui putting the same pressure on the man Andre Direll. You know what I mean? Andre Direll's gonna have to fight in the pocket or fight on the back foot, any which way he has to keep this guy off of him. You know what I mean? I think Uzcategui is a hard puncher. You know what I mean? 26 and 2, 22 KOs. You know what I mean? The man definitely can put the pressure and hurt a guy. You know what I mean? And he's a hungry fighter. You know what I'm saying? You check it, like I said, he's Venezuelan, but he's based out of Mexico, and he does have that typical Mexican style. He does go to the body. He's always on his front foot. He puts pressure on the guy, and he ain't afraid to mix fire with fire. I can't say the same thing about Andre Direll, you know what I mean? Andre Direll was called the Matrix, yeah, because, the guy could avoid punches, but it was mostly because of how he could evade people with his feet work, you know what I mean? When I seen him fight guys like Curtis Stevens over almost 10 years ago, a long time ago, like I said, Direll been in the game a minute now. You know what I'm saying? The man Curtis Stevens put a lot of pressure on the guy and made him uncomfortable. Andre Direll was very uncomfortable in the ring. Some may say he was running, but he definitely wasn't trying to fight with the man Curtis Stevens in close quarters. And Jose Uzcategui, that's his bread and butter, you know what I mean? Put pressure on the guy. He just needs to control himself and not hit late after the bell, you know what I mean? I see my man Tone in the chat. What's goody, Tone? He says, I've got Andre's uncle by knockout. I don't think this guy's qualified to be around any ringside after that, what he did to Jose Uzcategui. Tone said, Andre's an unfulfilled talent. I too thought he beat Froch. No question. He beat Froch, But like you said, he's an unfulfilled talent, man. And it's a little too late now, you know what I mean, for this guy. I've heard the man talking about retiring, you know what I mean? You check it, or having thoughts of retirement. Once a fighter talks like that, you know what I mean? Especially when he said he's seen his man Andre Ward, you know what I mean? A fellow American Olympian to win the same Olympics. When he seen him retire, the man Andre Direll, man, he was contemplating, man, you know what I'm saying? He felt like he was in a lost place. And basically when fighters talk like that, they got one foot in the game and one foot out, you know what I mean? And I don't think he's really right now fully committed to boxing. Well, he's had over, that fight against Andre Direll, I'm sorry, Uzcategui was in, I believe I was up in that joint, I think it was in May of last year. You know what I'm saying? Because, May, because Gary Russell was on that card too, you know what I mean? And Francis Bartholomew versus Kylie Relic. But I just think that the man Andre Direll, he might have had a lot of time now to think about what he wants to do in boxing. But Jose Uzcategui has a vendetta, and he has a modus operandi that he needs to fulfill come this Saturday. You know what I mean? He feels he got robbed of a victory. He was up on points on my card against Andre Direll. Andre Direll weaseled himself out of the fight by, acting like he was severely hurt after that late punch, which is his prerogative, you know what I mean? I'm not in his head, but, he has a, tendency to do these type of things and get away with a disqualification victory, you know what I mean? And that's what he did against fellas like Arthur Abraham. You check it, so... I just think that the man Andre Direll, I think right now, man, if he pulls off this victory, man, it'll be a foot in the right direction, you know what I mean? It'll kind of revive his career, and he'll have an opportunity. Both guys have a lot of incentive. If you win this fight, you face the guy, Caleb Truex. Caleb Truex beat James DeGale, and Caleb Truex right now is basically food for anybody who's a talented fighter at 168, you know what I mean? Even Chris Eubank Jr. called Caleb Truex, you know what I'm saying, out after he lost his fight. He doesn't deserve a world title shot, Eubank Jr., you know what I mean? But, hey, Uzcategui and Andre Direll, man, this is an opportunity for them to fulfill that lifelong dream of being a world champion if they can get through this fight and possibly beat the man Caleb Truex. And I'd favor any of these guys, whether it's Uzcategui or maybe Andre Direll too, depending on how he looks versus Uzcategui. I'd favor him to beat Caleb Truex. You know what I mean? But I just see the man Uzcategui cutting off the ring. Andre Direll trying to fight off the back foot. You know what I mean? But could he do that for 12 rounds? That's the question, and I don't think he can for 12 rounds. You know what I mean? Can he knock out Uzcategui? Uzcategui has a chin, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him lose before, right? Like I said, to Korobov, and that was for the WBO welterweight. I'm sorry, super middleweight title. You know what I mean? That fight went the distance. You know what I mean? So there ain't nobody who's knocked out this guy. Uzcategui, I do believe he has a tough, strong chin. And I just think he's going to come out the victor, you know what I mean? He might come out the victor on stoppage or a late or a decision, you know what I'm saying? If it comes to a decision, I see him winning the fight 7-5, maybe 8-4. You know what I mean? 116, 112, 115, 113. And if he gets a late stoppage, you know what I'm saying, it'll probably be around the same time, probably around the 11th round, you know what I mean? 11th, 10th round right there, you know what I'm saying? I don't think the guy could be on a lot of lateral movement, Andre Direll, on a lot of lateral movement for 12 rounds, you know what I mean, with the kind of relentless pressure that this guy, Uzcategui, brings to the table, you know what I mean. The man, Andre Direll, will have to rewind the hands of time and be the Matrix in there for real and make this guy look silly and actually evade a lot of punches and be the vicious counter puncher, you know what I'm saying, and just will take away Uzcategui's right hand and his power, and he could possibly beat him, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's a tall order for a guy who's particularly not really the aggressive fighter, you know what I mean? But he can box, you know what I mean? That's one thing the Matrix can do, Andre Direll. But I just think, man, he's going to meet his match. B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. Yeah. I see Tone in the chat. Tone says, peace, B Marsh. He says, yeah, he was trying to do a B-hop. No question. He tried to do a B-hop versus Robert Allen, man. Or Carlos Santana versus Terry Norris. Carlos Santana got away with that shit twice, you know what I mean? 2 fights. The man played dead, man. He played dead like he was Chucky in the movies, the little doll, you know what I mean? Playing dead till nobody around, then he comes to life and scares the shit out of that little kid, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, man. I got the Matrix losing this fight. Andre Direll, I shouldn't even call him the Matrix. We'll see if he can rewind the hands of time in this next fight. But I think Uzcategui, the Venezuelan, gets the dub, you know what I mean? You check it. So, yo, big ups to Tone. Thanks for coming through in the chat. About to seal this video up. That's my breakdown and prediction. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next vid. Peace.